What's up, everybody? Jason from Jason's Exotic Reptiles, and I got a few requests for rack sizing specific for boa constrictors. So I thought I'd take a quick video, and I'm going to try to keep this under 5 minutes. We're going to go through a few snakes that I have, from babies to adults to large adults, and show you what I use for caging. Just to give you guys an idea, this is obviously just a general rule. You can set these things up as elaborate as you want or as simple as you want. But this is what I do. So I like to use Cypress mulch as a substrate. I use this all the way from babies to large adults. And it makes it pretty simple to spot clean. It doesn't mold, holds the humidity well. So that's the reasons why I use it. My basic setup is going to be your bin, your mulch, and a water bowl. So for sizing, so here's a baby. I get these just so you can see the bowl size compared to my hand and the baby. I get these bins at the Container Store. I really only use them when I run out of rack space for these Freedom Breeder racks. I like these. They make things nice and easy to kind of pull in and out and get at and clean quickly. But I have built racks with these guys, and I do like this size bin. They hold humidity very well. So I like that. So these are kind of newborn babies. This drawer size here, the Freedom Breeder ones, I believe they're about 20 inches long by 8 inches wide. So that'll last a boa that's up to about 2 feet or so. And that's when I start to think about bumping them to a bigger size. So again, it's just a couple example snakes of the sizes that I have in here. And they seem to do really well. I've noticed that they almost seem to do better in smaller cages than larger. But once they get a little bit bigger, I get some Suriname boas down here. I like to give them a little bit more space. So these guys in here, the drawer I think is 15 by 20, so a little bit larger. This will last a boa up to about 3 feet, maybe a slender 4 feet, but that would really be pushing it. So I think these guys, let's see how big they are. Maybe 2 feet. Yes, they're about 2 feet or so. They'll be in here for another foot. You could bump them up to something larger if you want, but I have things kind of in a good system of when it gets bumped to something larger and when it doesn't. So I'm going to pause the video, go to a different set of cages for something a little bit bigger. Alright, so we're with a new set of snakes. This would be my next step up. These are 18 by 3 foot and a little bit small, about 33 inches long, 18 inches wide. And I think these work very well for some of my dwarf boas. Here's a Central American. So I think they work very well for the dwarf boas or some of my more slender males. This male right here is about 5 feet, and actually both these males are about 5 feet. They're pretty much approaching the point where they're going to move to the next size that I'm going to show you in a minute. This snake will be good in there for a little bit longer, and let's see what we have. I think we have a couple more up here. Here's a blood boa. She'll be moving up shortly, but for right now she's okay. This is probably the perfect size for this snake here. So this snake's about 3 feet, and she'll be good in that size for probably the next year or so until I decide to move her up. So there's all different. It's about the same size as the other one. All different sizes that I utilize, and again, I'll move them up according to their size. If this were a fatter boa, so females are going to get a little bit heavier bodied than males. So this is a female. This is a female, but she's gonna, she's still little. She's only 2 years old, or about 3 years old now. So she still has a year or so to go before I move her up. These guys are going to be moved up shortly if they keep growing. If they stay that size, obviously they're going to keep growing, but they are males, so they stay on the slender side. I think they both have a little bit of dwarf in them as well, since they're het leopards, so I think they have some Sonoran in them. And this guy has het blood, so probably has some other dwarf mixed into it as well. So they might stay that size. They might be good in that size for life. I'm going to move to the next step up from here, which I guess are right over here. So I'm going to use this guy as an example because he's pretty much at the max of what this drawer itself would fit. At least that I would feel comfortable. These drawers here are 3 feet by 2 feet or so, right around that size. And they're all going a little crazy because I have some rats defrosting next to me now. So I'm trying not to get too close to them so they don't bite me. As a preventative, I know people are going to give me shit for this, but I leave those little mite strips around all the time. You'll see I have one in every rack. I know, again, I just got crap for that, but I'm going to show you what I do because I don't like mites. I don't want them. So every rack has one of them in there. So that's what I do to help. This is a female snake here that's probably perfect in this size enclosure. I think she's kind of a little bit bigger than this het blood over here. Maybe about the same size, but you can see, you know, that blood, I should say, is she's going to go into something larger very soon. I have some open racks up here, so she'll be getting moved around. And again, this male, he's probably about 7 feet or so, maybe 6. But he's on his way up to something a little bit larger that I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to do another pause in the video, bring you to the larger cages. Okay, so here we are. We have some adult boa cages, and these are the 4-foot Freedom Breeder racks. I really like to use these for my adult females. My adult males, they usually stay within the same size cages of the racks we just took a look at, the gray ones. When they get really big, I will have some males in here, but my males don't generally get too big. I try to keep them on the smaller side, feed them more reasonable prey. So as you can see, you know, here's these, I think, 4 foot by a little bit over 30 inches deep. So it's got a good amount of square footage in there. Here, you know, there's a couple more. So that's the male on top, the albino, and that hypomotley het albino is the female. So just to give you a few different cage size ideas, I don't like to cram them into something very small. They might be in there temporarily. And then this girl here, an albino motley, so she just got moved up from that smaller size, and I think this is perfect for her now. She'll be nice and comfortable. She's ovulated and pregnant now. She's gonna sit on that heat, and she should be due. Let's see when she's due to drop some babies. So she ovulated on 11/5, so about 4 months from 11/5 she'll give me some babies. So she's due, I guess February she'll start to drop some babies if everything goes well. Babies are slugs, so we'll see how that goes. And I guess that's it. I do have some 6-foot vision cages, and I use those for my very, very large boas. Those are mainly only the Surnames or Peruvians that get really big. But otherwise, most of my female boas, or 4-foot boas in general, are going to be in this size enclosure. So hope that video was helpful to some of you guys. Keep leaving me comments. Keep subscribing. I appreciate all the support and all the follows. So we'll keep these videos going. Thanks, guys.